Hey, good morning everyone, it's Louisa. It's Tuesday, May 20th. It's a little bit cold here in Canada again. I'm back to wearing jackets and socks instead of my sandals, but hopefully in the next few days things will warm up. I took a couple of trades yesterday, but I took one in particular that I thought I would share with you guys. It is the Unicorn. It's one of my favorite trades. It marks, it's kind of the signature for a reversal. Now yesterday was very low volume in the market. It was a banking holiday in Canada, so you had to be really, really patient yesterday. So let me know in the comments below if you guys were patient and if you were able to grab a trade out of yesterday's pretty slow market. Certainly tested my patience, and I practiced some skill sets and just kind of like sitting in the trade and waiting for it to manifest. So without further ado, let's hit the chart. Let me just switch to my chart, obviously. So there we go. So the trade was yesterday afternoon. I missed the run-up, or I watched the run-up, or whatever you want to call it, yesterday morning. Didn't really offer me an opportunity to jump into the trade at all. So I came back to the charts in the afternoon at about 1 or 1:30 and started hunting a trade at that time. We're on the 5-minute chart right now, and you can see that we had another breaker that formed. And what's not shown on this chart is that above the breaker, I think we had it was a key level. So breakers are most readily optimal when they tap into a point of interest area, which would be, like some sort of PD array. So above here yesterday, I think we had the high of the previous day, and I think it was also the week's high, something like that. So it was a key area, and it made sense that a breaker should form there. So we have a high, low, higher high, lower low, and then between the high and the low, the first high and the low, these two down close candles, this is the bearish breaker. I entered on this fair value gap right here, so I entered at 25,510, and I exited down here at 25,480. I was hoping that price would actually come down to here, but it was high resistance liquidity. It was not a great liquidity run. There was a lot of sort of back and forth chatter. So I stayed in the trade as long as possible, and then I just basically cut the trade, and it came out with 30 points, or 4.39 RR. It was a very small risk because my put it on here. My stop loss was this candle here. That was my stop. So it was very, very small risk, and I had a small position size just given, where's my stop loss? There we go. Just given how low volume the market was, and that it was a Monday. So, it's okay to scale back on your position size on these kinds of days and save your gunpowder for better days. So all in all, it was a 4.39 RR with 30 points, and I'm done and out. I just want to show you what I was watching last night. Last night in Asia, we had a trend in Asia, and then we had London that ranged. So we've got liquidity being built above London and below London, and this may result in distribution being a little bit delayed in the New York open session, but we'll see shortly because it's an hour until the market opens. But what's interesting about this breaker, so it's the same thing. We have a high, a low, a higher high, a lower low. Here's our breaker structure. We're on the 5-minute. 5-minute is, I spend a lot of time on the 5-minute. It's just, I get fooled less on the 5 minutes, and I get fooled more on the 1 minute. That's just how it is for me. So, so this is actually a unicorn. So I've got my little unicorn up here, and but what's interesting about this is normally price would come back into the breaker and then drop. That's the idea. But in this particular case last night, because it was Asia trended, and it never returned to this breaker. So I've got this on my chart for this morning, and I will be watching. I'm curious to see whether price returns to this breaker, and if the response in this breaker is to then sell short. So anyway, something for you guys to take a look at and follow along today as well. If unicorns and breakers are part of your trading strategy. So yeah. So anyway, that's all I have for this morning, and I'll post today's trade if I take anything or see anything later today. So have a great Tuesday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.